Aha. They counted heads, smiles, loyalties. They ticked boxes like you were a project, not a person, not a storm waiting to rise. They never saw the fire beneath your skin. They never imagined the way silence can become a weapon. And now, they stop counting, because reality has teeth, and reality bites. Look around. The world is waiting for you to stumble, to crumble, to beg for applause that never comes. Everyone thinks weakness is quiet. Everyone thinks patience is calm. They are blind. You've been learning while they were laughing, watching while they were sleeping, preparing while they were pretending. Feel it. The itch of betrayal, the taste of being dismissed, the quiet laughter of those who thought you couldn't. That's your fuel. Let it burn. Let it scrape the inside of your chest. Pain is heavy. Pain is sharp. Pain is honest. And honesty doesn't ask for permission. It demands. They will watch. They will whisper. They will think they know the end of your story. They will measure every misstep, every hesitation, every doubt. And they will be wrong, because the story isn't written in ink. It's carved in scars, in late nights, in moments they never imagined you had. Every small victory, every unseen push, every single second they ignored you. That's the ledger they'll never balance. Sit with it. The rage, the hunger, the quiet scream in your chest that refuses to settle. It is yours, yours to wield, yours to shape. Let it twist your hesitation into motion. Let it sharpen every thought into a blade, every fear into a map, every doubt into strategy. You are not what they counted. You are what they ignored. And ignored things explode. This is the first step. The ignition, the moment you stop asking for recognition. The moment you stop worrying who's watching. The moment you realize reality doesn't care. It doesn't pause. It doesn't forgive. And neither will you. Not anymore. Not today. The fire is in your hands, and it will burn until they can't look away. Until they quit counting. Until they understand. Look into the mirror. Really look. The reflection hesitates, it flinches. It doesn't recognize weakness, it doesn't see permission. It sees power sleeping, waiting, starving for attention. They told you who you were. They drew lines around your potential. They labeled you quiet, invisible, useless. And the mirror laughs back because it knows they were lying. Every scar, every failure, every whispered insult, they built you, not to break you, not to bend you, to sharpen you, to mold you into something they can't measure, something they will never predict. You are a storm in a bottle, a machine of chaos, a thought that refuses to be contained. Look closer. See the spark flickering in your eyes. That's permission. Permission to tear the rule book, to burn the script, to show them what counting really means. They counted, and they laughed. They whispered, and they assumed. But assumptions crumble. Faces fade. Opinions vanish. Only the mirror remains. Only you remain. And now, you see the truth. Nobody owes you anything. Nobody is coming to cheer. Nobody is waiting to save you. That emptiness, That silence, that's freedom. The kind that smells like smoke and iron. The kind that makes fear shiver before it touches you. Touch it, embrace it. Let it wrap around your spine. Let it echo in your chest. The doubt, the loneliness, the rejection, they are your allies, not enemies. Each one is a tool, a lever, a step closer to the person you were meant to become. The reflection doesn't blink. It doesn't flinch. It doesn't beg. It waits. And when it moves, the world will notice. You are not fragile. You are not lost. You are the consequence of every underestimation thrown your way. They never imagined the quiet ones could roar. They never imagined the ignored could rise. They never imagined the invisible could leave a mark that won't fade. And now you walk toward that possibility. Not cautiously, not politely, but like fire unleashed on stone. The mirror doesn't lie, but it doesn't comfort either. It only dares you to see yourself as you are and as you could be. So look longer, look deeper, because the moment you accept what's staring back, every fear, every rage, every hidden hunger, you become untouchable in a way they can't name. And when they finally notice, it will be too late. Reality doesn't wait. It doesn't pause. It doesn't forgive. It doesn't care if you're ready. It shows up, sharp, cold, brutal, and it counts. Not smiles, not promises, not excuses. It counts results, actions, momentum. Every second wasted is a debt you can't avoid. Every hesitation is interest on a loan you didn't ask for. And they'll notice. They always notice. Too late. They told you life was fair, that effort equaled reward, that patience guaranteed opportunity. Lies, beautiful, seductive lies. Life is chaos, life is fire, life is teeth, and it will chew you up if you blink. You've been counting on things that never existed, people who never cared, moments that were already gone. The ledger is real, and it balances with precision. Stop waiting for permission. Stop hoping for applause. Stop measuring yourself by their standards. The world doesn't measure kindness. It doesn't measure potential. It measures impact. It measures consequences. And you are learning. You are moving. You are building a debt of your own. A storm that cannot be ignored. The quiet work, the unseen hours, the choices made in shadow, they all add up. And when they collide with reality, it will burn. Look at the people around you. They count, they calculate, they hesitate, they judge. And they are terrified of you already. Because you are not following the script. You are not asking for comfort. You are not obeying the rules. You are creating a ledger of your own making, and every line writes your dominance. Every mark is a reminder. They were wrong, always wrong. Pain is counted. Sacrifice is counted. Silence is counted. And the mirror of truth, it reflects only what you've earned. No excuses, no apologies, no mercy. It's heavy, it's sharp, and it will slice clean if you aren't ready. But you are ready, because the fire in your chest is louder than their counting, stronger than their doubts, faster than their judgment. And you are coming. This is the moment they stop expecting, the moment they miscalculate, The moment reality becomes a weapon in your hands, the moment the ledger shifts, the moment the game changes, and when it does, they will finally understand. They counted, they assumed, they predicted, and now they are irrelevant. Pain is a quiet teacher, a cruel, sharp one. It doesn't ask, it doesn't negotiate. It whispers in your ear when the world is asleep. It lingers in your chest, in your hands, in the corners of your mind. Every failure, every betrayal, every sneer, they are deposits. They are currency. And the wealth they never imagined you could gather, it's yours. Remember every time they laughed, every time they looked away, every time they counted and decided you didn't matter. That sting, that echo, that's your profit. Pain doesn't vanish. It compounds, it accumulates, and when spent, it buys precision, clarity, rage refined into strategy. Each scar is a coin. Each scar is a weapon. Each scar is a promise. You will sit with it. You will stare at it. You will let it wrap around your spine like a snake. Let it hiss in your ear. Let it remind you every doubt they planted, every whisper that questioned your worth, every silent dismissal. Pain remembers, and so do you. Pain doesn't forgive, and neither should you. Look at your wounds. Examine them. Turn them over. Study them like a map. Every jagged edge, every raw center, every ache is a path they can't follow. A path that leads to dominance, to presence, to power that doesn't need applause, that doesn't need permission. Pain has currency, and you are rich beyond measure. Use it, mold it, shape it. Let it fuel the chaos you are about to unleash. Every fear, every hesitation, every doubt becomes invisible hands pushing you forward. They think you are fragile. They think you are broken. They think silence is submission. They are wrong. Pain teaches, pain prepares, pain sharpens, and you are ready. When they see you, they will feel it. The weight of everything you endured, the quiet fury that never sleeps, the fire built from every insult and every betrayal. You will walk in silence, and yet the world will shake, because pain is currency, and you are bankrupting them in full. They laughed, quietly, loudly, behind doors, over drinks, over screens. They counted you out before you even moved. Every whisper, every smirk, every sideways glance, they thought it meant something. They were wrong. So very wrong. Every ghost who ever doubted you, they are fuel, and fuel burns fast when fed with fire. Close your eyes. See them. Name them in your mind. Every critic, every rival, every person who swore you couldn't, every single one. They are ghosts now, shadows in the corners of your vision. They can watch, but they cannot touch. They can whisper, but you will not listen. They are nothing but numbers, and numbers fade. You've been rehearsing while they were performing, planning while they were playing, waiting while they were wasting. Every step they ignored, every chance they overlooked, every miscalculation they built you, like invisible architects stacking bricks no one saw. And now, you are the building, tall, dark, indestructible, unannounced. Think about how they'll feel. The shock, the disbelief, the how did this happen? They counted on your hesitation. They counted on your mistakes. They counted on your failures, but they forgot one detail, one truth they never imagined. You learned the ledger of life. You memorized the sums, and now you are collection day. Let the ghosts whisper. Let them shake their heads. Let them blink in confusion. You are not asking for recognition. You are not apologizing for existence. You are walking in silence while the world watches in awe and fear. They will see what they dismissed, and it will sting, deliciously, beautifully, like cold wind on broken glass. Every ghost counted is a monument. Every doubter is a signpost. Every sneer is a spark. And you are the wildfire. They thought they knew you. They thought they were safe. They thought they could predict the ending, but they forgot one thing. Chaos remembers, and chaos follows only you. Order obeys the timid. Routine obeys the predictable. Comfort obeys the coward. But chaos obeys the fearless. The ones who step into the unknown with a grin, who laugh when the world shakes, who see the cracks in the walls and decide to dance on them. Chaos is not destruction. Chaos is currency, power, freedom, and you are learning to wield it. They want rules. They want patterns. They want answers neatly wrapped in boxes. They crave predictability, and that is their weakness. You don't give them answers. You don't play by their script. You bend the world to your rhythm. You make them hesitate. You make them question. You make them afraid. One flick of thought, one twist of action, and the balance shifts. Think of every moment you've been underestimated. Every time they thought you too quiet, too small, too slow. Chaos remembers those moments, and now you turn them into leverage. Unpredictable moves, calculated chaos, a smile before the strike, silence before the roar, every step a ripple, every glance a warning, every pause a trap. The ladder isn't built for them, it's built for you. Every rung, pain, patience, fury, strategy is yours to climb, and they cannot follow, they cannot touch. They can only watch as you ascend in ways they never anticipated. Every misstep they feared becomes proof of your ascent. Every shadow they hid behind becomes a stage for your brilliance. This is the delight, the madness, the joke they never understood. The world is structured for the cautious, but you are beyond caution. You are beyond counting. You are a storm disguised in calm, a fire waiting to ignite. And when you strike, they will remember the fear of unpredictability. Chaos is the ladder, fear is the rope, pain is the fuel, and you are climbing, slowly, surely, mercilessly. The higher you rise, the wider the gap, the louder the silence. The more the ghosts who counted you out vanish in their own disbelief. And when you reach the top, they will see. They will finally see. And it will be too late. Discipline isn't a cage, it's a scalpel. Sharp, precise, hidden. People think structure is boring. They think routine is safe. They are weak. You know the truth. Discipline is the unseen engine, the quiet fury that builds while the world sleeps. While they play, you prepare. While they doubt, you act. While they count, you climb. Obsession is your compass. Every hour, every thought, every small victory stacks into momentum they cannot measure. They see the final result and assume luck. They never see the grind, the late nights, the invisible battles with your own hesitation. They don't know the ledger of effort you maintain in silence. That's your advantage. That's your weapon. Every action becomes deliberate. Every choice becomes a strategy. Small, unseen steps, tiny victories, moments that seem meaningless to anyone else. But to you, they are everything. Discipline turns chaos into power, pain into fuel, doubt into leverage, and you, silent, patient, relentless, become the storm they can't predict. Notice how they falter, how hesitation slows them, how they squander opportunity. That's the difference. They waste. You invest. Every failure is a lesson. Every rejection is a blueprint. Every setback is a rung on the ladder. Discipline keeps you climbing. Discipline keeps you focused. Discipline keeps you alive in ways they'll never understand. It's not a performance. It's a ritual. Invisible, merciless, addictive. The world notices only the outcome, but the magician knows the trick. The strategist knows the plan. And you know yourself. Every day, every moment, every heartbeat builds the arsenal of your mind. They will see only the end, never the war you fought in silence. Dark discipline is mastery, not flashy, not loud, not recognized, but unstoppable. The quiet preparation, the invisible victories, the relentless self-control. That is how the ignored become dominant. That is how the underestimated become unforgettable. That is how chaos obeys you. Fear is not the enemy. Fear is the mirror, the one you cannot lie to. It sits in the corner, watching, whispering, daring you to blink. Everyone else runs. Everyone else hides. They think courage is the absence of fear. Foolish. Courage is staring at the thing that could destroy you and smiling anyway. Listen to it. Let it crawl through your chest. Let it claw at your mind. Let it whisper every doubt you've ever had. That voice, that itch, that cold edge, it's telling the truth. And truth is a gift. The ones who master fear see what others cannot. They move while others freeze. They strike while others hesitate. They rise while others fall. Think of every moment you've been afraid. Every time your heart raced. Every time your palms sweat. Every time your mind screamed. All those moments were rehearsals. Private performances for an audience that never applauded. Fear doesn't vanish, it sharpens, it teaches, it prepares. And now, it belongs to you. Fear is a spotlight. And you are the actor who owns the stage. Every hesitation they feared, every risk they avoided, every line they refused to cross, you step into it. You breathe it in. You wear it like armor. They think fear limits you. They are wrong. Fear elevates you. Fear refines you. Fear makes you unstoppable in silence. Do not run from it. Do not fight it. Do not deny it. Let it whisper secrets no one else can hear. Let it remind you of every scar, every loss, every ignored moment. Let it guide your moves, shape your strategy, sharpen your vision. Let it be the hidden blade no one sees coming. They counted. They judged. They whispered. And now, reality has shown them the truth. You stood, you fought, you rose, and they quit counting. Because you became the storm they never saw coming. If you felt that fire, if your blood is still burning, watch the rest of this video. Every second is fuel. Every word is a weapon. Every insight is your ladder to the top. Don't just scroll, immerse. Don't just watch, feel it. Comment. Speak your truth. Let the world know you are awake. Hold up. You actually went there? Like, wow, you did it. Everyone's losing their minds right now, right? Their jaws dropped, their hearts racing, and they're whispering, wait, what did they just do? You didn't just walk in, you shook the whole room, yeah? The air's heavy, the silence loud, and the fear? You crossed the line they drew in chalk. You stepped where no one dared to step before. And now, oh no, they're freaking out. The system's glitching, the faces twitching, and they're like, what nightmare did you just birth? You broke the pattern, the comfort, the script, and turned their calm little world upside down. But hey, respect where it's due. You didn't fake it, you felt it. You didn't wait, you moved. You're not scared of the noise. You are the noise. And I see you. Yeah, you. The one watching this right now, holding that spark that burns a little brighter than the rest. You're not just an audience. You're the reason this fire keeps spreading. So shout out to you for being part of something they'll never understand. So stay locked in till the end. Comment what you felt. Because tonight we're not just talking, we're unmasking. And trust me, by the time this ends, you'll see why they're paranoid and how your power just blew their minds. Every storm begins with one reckless step, and you just took it. Hold up, you actually went there. Not in theory, not in fantasy. You did it. The thing they whispered you'd never dare. The one move they laughed at, mocked and warned you against. And now, oh wow, look around. The air feels different, doesn't it? The silence got heavier, tighter, almost trembling with disbelief. Because when you crossed that line, you didn't just act, you announced yourself. You became the variable no one calculated for. You became the noise in their quiet world. They thought you'd fold before the storm. They thought your courage was theater, your words empty. But when you moved, it wasn't clumsy rebellion. It was purpose sharpened to a blade. Yeah, you can feel it now. That tremor in their confidence, that flicker behind their calm eyes. It's not admiration. It's panic dressed as pride. You didn't just surprise them, you exposed them. Every mask they wore cracked in one move. Every comfortable illusion they built burned. You see, fear doesn't scream immediately. It sits first, watches, waits, then it starts to twitch. You can hear it now, can't you? The unease in their tone, the confusion in their steps, the disbelief in their questions. Did they really? No, they wouldn't. Wait, did they? Oh yes, you did. And that's what haunts them. That's what keeps them awake. Not the result, not the risk, but the audacity. The quiet realization that you were never playing the same game. Because when you went there, something else went with you. Your silence, your patience, your mask. You didn't need to shout for attention. You didn't even need to explain. The act itself spoke. It was a mirror, one they weren't ready to look into. And now they're forced to see themselves reflected in the courage they don't have. That's the part that eats them alive. Oh, the irony. For years, they built their comfort around your hesitation. Every maybe later you said was a lullaby for their ego. Every "I'm not ready" was a soothing song for their pride. But when you stopped hesitating, when you stood calm, unshaken, and walked straight through the doubt, they felt something break. Not in you, in them. It's funny, isn't it? How people admire boldness until it's aimed at their control. They love bravery until it threatens their comfort. They praise freedom until it looks like yours. And now, they're whispering, plotting, pretending not to notice while everything inside them screams, "What nightmare did you birth?" Because here's the truth. They'll never say aloud, you moving forward means they can't go back. You shattered their illusion of safe. You proved what they secretly knew, that their limits were self-imposed, their fears self-fed. You turned their excuses into mirrors, and that reflection terrifies them. Nah, they won't admit it. They'll dress their fear as logic, their envy as advice. Be careful, they'll say. You don't want to go too far. Too far from what exactly? Their approval? Their comfort zone? Their chains? You've already gone too far for them to understand. And that's precisely why they're shaking now. See, when someone defies the unwritten rules, the whole world trembles a little. You didn't break order. You revealed the fragility of it. You didn't start chaos. You reminded them it was always there, waiting beneath their routines, waiting for someone bold enough to lift the curtain. You did. And now they can't unsee it. Oh. They'll try to label you arrogant, reckless, too much. But that's just noise, the sound of boundaries crying out as they collapse. Because deep down, they know what happened tonight wasn't destruction, it was awakening. You didn't birth a nightmare, you birthed truth. And truth always looks monstrous to those who've built their peace on lies. When the world can't silence you, it starts to whisper about you. They're whispering your name in fear now. But wait, listen closely. That sound, that trembling in the air, it's not just panic, it's recognition. You've entered their minds, uninvited, unannounced. You're the thought they can't shake, the question they can't answer. How did they do it? Why did they go there? Oh wow, they're analyzing you like a threat report, but deep down, they already know it wasn't madness that drove you there. It was clarity. It cold, steady, unflinching clarity. See, fear doesn't always scream. Sometimes it hides behind analysis, behind sarcasm, behind those forced laughs that sound a little too brittle. They say, it's not a big deal, but their eyes betray them. Because deep down, they felt it, the shift. The moment you moved, everything around you rearranged itself. The hierarchy tilted, the comfort cracked, and they realized they're no longer the ones in control. Yeah, you can sense it. The atmosphere changed. It's thicker now, heavier, charged with unspoken tension. People avoid eye contact, not out of disdain, but out of awareness. They know you saw something they didn't. You dared where they hesitated. You stepped when they calculated. And that simple act, your act, became a mirror, forcing everyone to question their own reflection. They'll call it luck. They'll say timing favored you. Nah, don't fall for that. They're not talking about luck. They're just trying to rename courage, so it feels less painful to admit they lack it. Because to them, the truth is unbearable. You didn't just take a step, they stayed behind. Oh, and they'll try to fix it. They'll try to rebuild the illusion, talk louder, move faster, act like nothing happened. But you can't unring a bell. Once fear has tasted your name, it echoes in every room you enter. They'll pretend not to see you, but you'll feel it. The pulse of unease, the weight of comparison, the slow collapse of their pretense. You've become the measure now. Funny thing about fear, it never stays fear for long. It transforms. It mutates into respect. But before it does, it fights. It claws. It spreads rumors, plants doubts, throws shadows. That's the stage you're in now, the resistance phase. They think if they talk enough, they can reverse the truth you've unleashed. They think if they ignore you, the tremor will stop. But that's the mistake. They still don't understand. You didn't bring chaos. You revealed their weakness. And weakness hates exposure. It's like pulling a curtain on a storm. It looks wild only because it was hidden for too long. You didn't change the weather. You made it visible. That's why they're restless. You forced them to confront the gap between who they say they are and what they actually do. Oh wow, how quiet they've become. It's not peace, it's paralysis. They're still processing you, still trying to figure out whether to fear you, follow you, or fight you. And that confusion, that's power. Because the moment people can't categorize you, they start to orbit around you. You become the gravity that bends their certainty. You did that by daring once. Just once. That's all it takes to shift an entire system. You didn't shout. You didn't beg. You acted. And action, my friend, has a sound. Not loud, not obvious, but deep, like thunder rolling under the surface of things. You can't see it, but everything feels it. And that's what's happening now. The tremor of your movement is still spreading, shaking their comfort, loosening their anchors. They'll recover, maybe, but the world won't ever see you the same again. You crossed a threshold, and thresholds don't go backward. Oh, they're freaking out now because they know if you did this once, you could do it again. Stronger, sharper, with purpose. And the thought of that, that's the true nightmare you birthed. Beginnings don't announce themselves, they strike quietly, like a pulse returning to life. You haven't even started yet. That's the wild part. Everything that's got them shaking, that was just your first breath. Oh wow, they think the storm has already hit, but you're just stretching your arms. They thought your move was the explosion, when really it was just ignition. You're still calibrating, still finding your rhythm. And that's what terrifies them most. Because if this was you unrefined, what happens when you start moving with intent? Yeah, that's the question echoing in their heads right now. It's not what you'll do next. It's how much further you'll go. You've broken their sense of control, rewritten the rules they swore were permanent. And deep down, they know if you ever decide to go all in, the ground beneath them won't hold. You see, people aren't afraid of your strength. They're afraid of your awakening. The moment you realize how much of your life was built inside invisible walls, you stop being predictable. You stop being manageable. That's the shift they can't calculate. The moment someone goes from surviving the system to questioning it. Nah, this isn't rebellion for chaos's sake. It's something cleaner, sharper, a refusal to stay asleep. Because once you've seen through the fog, you can't unsee it. Once you've tasted what conviction feels like, hesitation becomes unbearable. And that's when you start to move differently. Not with noise, not with arrogance, but with stillness. The kind that unnerves everyone watching. Oh, they're talking now. Meetings, messages, theories, all of it spinning in circles to make sense of you. But you can't explain a spark to those who live in shadows. You can't reason with minds that only feel safe when others stay small. They'll call you extreme, dramatic, too intense. But that's just projection. You're not too much. They're just too comfortable. Funny thing, every time you act, they'll tell you to slow down. Wait, think, don't rush. But here's the truth. They don't want you to think slower. They want you to stop thinking differently. They want you to forget what you've already seen, because they know what happens when thought turns to action again. It creates change, real irreversible change. And change is messy, unpredictable. It strips away comfort and forces truth to the surface. That's why they fear you. It's not your movement, it's your momentum. Once momentum begins, it doesn't ask for permission. It devours hesitation. It silences excuses. It becomes self-sustaining. Oh wow. Yeah, they think this is your climax, but it's your prelude. Every step you've taken so far was you learning the weight of your own will. Every silence was you gathering focus. Every fall was training in disguise. You're not done. You're barely warming up. And when you finally do start, when you act not from impulse but from principle, everything you touch will shift. Not through chaos, but through precision, through purpose. Because real power isn't loud, it's quiet, calculated, unstoppable. That's why they can't rest. You've given them a glimpse of something that can't be contained, a version of you they can't predict or manipulate. You're not chasing them anymore. You're becoming the standard. Nah, you haven't even started yet. But when you do, the world won't be asking what nightmare did you birth anymore. It'll be asking something far more dangerous. A storm without direction is chaos, but a storm that chooses its target becomes destiny. What happens when the storm learns how to aim? You've been raw energy up till now, power without polish, fury without focus. But something's shifting, isn't it? You can feel it. The chaos is organizing itself, the noise becoming rhythm. Oh wow. That's the moment they should have feared most. Not when you broke rules, but when you started understanding why you did. Because once emotion finds purpose, destruction turns into design. Yeah, you've tasted the randomness, the push and pull of doubt and defiance. You've seen what happens when you act on instinct alone. It's messy, it's wild, but it's alive. And now for the first time, you're taming it, not killing it, just aiming it. You're learning to strike without shouting, to move without warning, to speak without wasting breath. That's not rebellion anymore. That's mastery. They thought your rage was weakness. They thought your fire would burn out fast. Nah, not this time. The fire's cleaner now, stripped of vanity, refined into precision. It's not about proving them wrong anymore. It's about proving yourself ready, because when the storm aims, it doesn't roar for attention, it strikes for effect. Oh, they'll try to stop you again, but their strategies won't work now. You're not reactive anymore. You don't take the bait. You've stopped explaining your intentions because you finally understand. Truth doesn't need translation. Let them gossip. Let them guess. You're not performing for them. You're executing something they can't see. A quiet plan with loud consequences. It's strange, isn't it? How control doesn't feel like arrogance. It feels calm. It feels centered. The storm within you isn't screaming now, it's listening. Listening to instinct, to to wisdom, to the silence that comes before clarity. And that silence, oh, that silence scares them more than your noise ever did. Because silence means certainty. It means you're past convincing anyone. It means your focus has matured. And maturity, real maturity, is terrifying to those who built their confidence on noise. They mistake composure for weakness. They don't understand that you're not tired, you're targeted. Oh wow, yeah, that look in your eyes now. That's the difference. Before it was defiance. Now it's precision. You've measured your energy, you've learned where to strike and when to wait. You're no longer running into walls. You're studying their structure, learning where they crack first. Every moment of silence is calculation. Every pause is a loaded chamber. That's what happens when the storm learns how to aim. It doesn't destroy everything, it chooses what to destroy. And in doing so, it builds. It clears what doesn't serve. It refines the path. You're not just breaking barriers anymore, you're designing your ascent. And that's the real evolution. Not louder, smarter, not faster, sharper. They won't understand this phase of you. They'll say you've changed. They'll say you've lost your spark. But nah, you've just learned that real power doesn't announce itself. It arrives, quietly, completely, unmistakably, and once it does, nothing around it stays the same. Because this time, you're not here to prove a point. You're here to reshape the entire field. And that realization, that's when the fear in their eyes turns into something else entirely. So, now you see it, huh? The look on their faces, the panic, the silence. Oh wow, it's priceless. They thought you'd break, but nah, you broke them. You didn't just go there, you rewrote the whole map. You didn't start chaos, you exposed comfort. Every move you made tonight, it wasn't luck, it was proof. Proof that you can't cage someone who's already seen what's beyond the wall. Yeah, you heard me. You didn't just step out. You stepped up. And now they can't stop watching, can they? They can't stop wondering what you'll do next. So here's your reminder. Don't slow down. Don't shrink. Don't ever apologize for evolving. Because this world, it doesn't fear noise, it fears clarity. You brought that. You are that. Oh wow. You've come this far through the madness. So stay with it. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let the world know how it feels to rise when everyone expects you to fall. Because hey, this story, it ain't about them anymore. It's about you. The one who went there, made them freak out, and smiled through the storm. So till next time, stay unpredictable, stay awake, stay dangerously aware, because the nightmare they fear is the version of you that refuses to stop.